Hi, sorry I'm a hair late. If you can't tell, I'm drenched and soaking wet right now just because on the way home, Florida decided to start flooding itself. And if you notice, if I look a little like slimy, that's why. It's just, I'm completely soaked. Anyhow, um, so White Weenie, I think for a good minute, I think we went, not too great with our win rate yesterday. I think we went like 2-3 or something like that. But strangely enough, the decks that like we lost to were like the decks on people's radars like Boros Bully and Brood Squad. We did okay against. It was a lot of the decks that have basically they're able to stop combat or make combat not matter. Obviously, we're gonna have a problem with that because we only literally just play creatures and it's our only plan to win. So a big hole we have in deck design we have to solve is how the hell do we win without combat within the shell? And if I don't know, like I might start looking at like splashing like one color like lightly. I would have to figure out what that is. But yeah, we'll see. I have that is a big glaring problem we need to solve, which I imagine a lot of decks run into that issue. Being that like we have Ephemerate and stuff like that with Thorn Dignitary and Tangle. Let's see. So just keep running it. Goodness. Let's make sure there's nothing compromising on this. Okay, good. Same setup. Alright, looks like we're on the draw. Not great. This hand is fantastic. This is almost how we drew it up whenever we started designing this. I am starting to like, whoa, that's a sweet art. Whoa, that looks really cool. Sorry, but that is gorgeous. I wonder if this has a paper printing actually. Because I'm so out of like anything that's not Pauper related. I actually don't know what the hell's going on. Apparently, I had to have someone from my local store to like fill me in and like, hey, by the way, standard is a dumpster fire right now. Um, but anyhow, I'm actually starting to dislike Loyal Pegasus in this list a little bit. Just green black, interesting. And so you have the flex. Okay, Tortured Existence. Okay. So you have the Flex Swamp and then the base. That's very interesting. But anyhow, Loyal Pegasus, I'm starting to like less and less and less just because there's no way to actually have it attack on turn 2. Like, it just makes it kind of slow. That being said, like, we might... it's sweet having these, like, flying Savannah Lions. Like, they're so good. Like, I'll try to see if just the regular, like, a literal Savannah Lion might be better. We'll see. I think we can get away with playing the Vanguard and then Warfalcon this turn. Because then if he does kill our, one Elite Vanguard here, we can follow up with 2. Granted, if they run Suffocating Fumes, which would be very interesting to see, a main deck from Tortured Existence, oh my god, they're going to have a field day. Okay, good. And then if nothing dies, then we can play Vanguard Daybreak Chimera, which is a pretty solid opening. Granted, main deck we don't have an answer to Tortured Existence at all. We're gonna have to play Cathar's Commando from the side. And actually, there was someone on. I made a post on Reddit. I did like a write up. That someone pointed out like you should probably be playing Cathar Crusade, Cathar Commando main. Just whoa. Oh, duh, I'm an idiot. This could also be Aristocrats. Oh, golly. Anyways, they pointed out Cathar Commander probably should be main board since it's, it's very aggressive. It is a soldier. It's able to turn on like Warfalcon and stuff like that. The only thing is it's kind of a Nombo Daybreak Chimera. That being said, we do play a lot of creatures with only 1 white pip and mainly our 1-drops, but yeah, and actually, Core Skyfisher's just fine. I mean, granted, that card's insane, so it not having double white is... It's fine, no big deal. So I don't know. I don't know what my cut would be. I don't know if it would be... Yeah, because, like... Okay, sorry, I was just thinking what their combat was going to be. Because, like, in... Where we play, like, because if we start, like, talking about, like, taking out the Leon and Sky Hunter and stuff like that, and, like, replacing it with the Cathar's Commando, rather. Sorry, I need to think through this turn real quick. We start losing, like, one of the main like benefits of playing this list, which is like damn near everything flies, so we just don't have to care about what their board is like. And then adding like more walking creatures, like it's not great. But we'll see. I have to tinker with this list a lot because I did identify like I do not like Loyal Pegasus. Gotta go. Come on. I would technically slow the deck down if we switch out Loyal Pegasus with Cathar's Commando, technically. Well, fewer 1-drops. But then again, that means we'll get fewer, because there's a lot of hands we're mulliganing, just because we would get War Falcon and Loyal Pegasus appearing together, or some mixture with the Flying Raptor, I think it was. It's a 1-mana 1/2 with first strike and flying. We'd get a couple of those hands where it's like we like it was fine. Like our land distribution was fine, our creature density was perfect, but it was just these weird cards when you put them together, they don't do anything. And I think cutting Loyal Pegasus for Commando would probably solve a lot of those hand problems. Yeah, this is probably... Unearth, okay. I mean, they're going to plus like crazy whenever they block with these two creatures to get through our combat. I don't know if that's a good strategy, though. Or just draw more cards. That does solve a problem, doesn't it? Hey man, saw you on Reddit wanting to get into Pauper again. I run a Pauper cube in my LGS, trying to get people into it. Keep it up, love watching when I can. Thank you, man. So kind. And that's actually like the best way actually to spread Pauper. And that's the one thing I really love about it is I have a cube myself. It's like 14 decks or something like that. And yeah, it's just great because like, you know, you just sit down at like an LGS and it's like, oh yeah, I own the entire format, you know, like, or the decks I like from it. And oh god, this is about to get bad. Anyways. And yeah, it's nice. It's this nice like balance between like it's very easy for new players to like read the cards because commons they're readable and it's like relatively in plain English, so it's easy to get them in. Now, granted, to say it cards like Preordained and like Brainstorm are like easy, not true, but it's that nice balance of like easy to learn, hard to master. Yeah, because like the one thing I'm just gonna straight up take this, like the one thing that that was kind of like discouraging because I loved like the very first like competitive card game I played was Standard. And I just like fell in love with the Innistrad, Mirrodin, Standard, and the one that came after it with Ravnica. And like whenever I'd have a friend that would, you know, I'd play with like commons or whatever, and they would ask like, hey, you know, I want to play against your deck, and it's like, a little different. This deck is very gross, really good. No, it's not going to be a fair matchup. And yeah, so basically I was saying like, no, if you really want to play with me, go spend $300, then we'll talk. Like that, it sucked. And that was like a huge problem, I think, like a lot of competitive Magic has when you're trying to like hate to use the term, but evangelize people into the format it's rough, man. And I guess like EDH had this problem kind of solved because like you kind of select amongst your group, like, you know, what's like a reasonable budget. Yeah, just sure, I'm just gonna play a War Falcon. I mean, this is a fine block, don't get me wrong. But there's always that one guy that drops like, and I was often that guy, to be honest, where you just like, you would just go a hair too far into the power creep, and the next thing you know, it's like this war of attrition about like, you know, who wants to spend more on EDH. I'm kind of worried. I only have one Vanguard. I probably shouldn't attack them both. I wasn't thinking that through. I mean, granted, just with the creatures that can attack, we could probably get there. Because he's in a very uncomfortable position. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's two... I mean, you can get pretty big here. I don't know if he can count up to 16, though? That'd be incredible. Yeah, because I actually don't have a lot of experience against aristocrats. This is one of the decks that aren't in my cube. Yeah, so I don't know how explosive this could be. Granted, he is going to go wide as hell. I guess this game right here is making the exact case for why we want to go as many flyers as possible. Okay, so he's all tapped out. He can add 4 power to his guy, and then he hits me for 8. I go to 8. He's out of... okay. Think we just don't care? I mean, yeah, because, like, what good is blocking? We can, like, at most bring it down by 3 damage. Yeah, you're gonna get big, my man. Or what if he's gone like really deep and he's playing that one, I forget the name, I think it's Suffocating Fumes? No, not Suffocating Fumes. Snuff Out. Just like to kill my Vanguard. Sorry. Like I mentioned before, it's dying outside. Florida is trying its best to kill us. So 8. Okay, I was worried about a follow-up. Why do you slow roll me like that, you grr? Mean. Alright, so we're playing against... Oh, wait. Okay, so let me try to think what's commonly played in... We did see it on Earth, so graveyards do matter for them. Hallow, don't have to worry about that. Merchant Scathe does allow us to get protection from a creature, although that doesn't stop with it. Doesn't exactly help. We can chump block really well. Just a relic over a Loyal Pegasus. And we're both basically on the same strategy, like try to play as many dudes as possible. Okay, so this is a pretty sweet opener. No dependency creatures, which is great. So basically just play all of our dudes and then see how good Search Party Cap is. Man, that is, like, got the sweet land again. I wonder if the Forest version's really expensive. It's why I stick into the basics. I would at least get one just because of, like, you know, Ash Barrens. Because that drives me crazy. Like, I'm one of those players that, like, all of my cards have to match down to the printing, and sometimes I will pay out the nose to my detriment just because I hate it that much. I think we're gonna go War Falcon, follow up Leaf Vanguard, Thraben Inspector. Yeah, because then if we draw a land between now and turn 3, that means our turn 3 could be potentially Leonin Sky Hunter followed by Search Party Captain. I have a feeling they're going to dash our hopes, though, with some sort of removal between now and then. Ideally, though, if no interaction, like, pfft, busted hand. Village Rites? Okay. Yeah, because I actually, I got by that one time by having different printings, because I was playing, this was in Modern. Oh, hey, great, just how we drew it up. No, this was in Modern, and I got Thought Seized, and, like, you know, I drew a card that I, you know, already had in my hand, but then I played the new one that I drew instead down the road, so I was able to give my opponent extra information, because they actually noticed that it was from a different set of all things, and, like, the art was exactly the same, and ever since then I was like, no, Blitz, just, I'm too smooth brain for that kind of stuff. We're just gonna get them all the same. Does it mean sometimes that our one original version of Thoughtseize costs us hundreds of dollars? Yeah, maybe, but God forbid our ML goes down. Let's see. Man, I wonder if... Because I did see... Yeah, he's got, like, the consistency. He must have that alternate version of every swamp, but just didn't decide to get it for forest. I'll have to look into that, because this is a mystery to me. He's had to have brought in some sort of removal. Like, because to at least take advantage of the fact that all of our boys are X1s. Or at least from what he's seen is a lot of X1s. Another Village Rites? Okay, there's 2 mana there. I think Suffocating Fumes is 3. Big Dumb Bear. That's fine. So plan's changing. Sorry, Sky Hunter, you're gonna take a rest here real quick. We're gonna take this Bayou off on a journey. Send him to the Shadow Realm. He stopped in my up draw step 2. That's so bizarre. What is happening? Interesting. Anyhow. Mm-mm. I mean, I guess it's technically not 2-for-1 because it's like, you know, it's aristocrats. They're designed to play around this card or play with this card. Mm-hmm. Idiot deck goes burr. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna take this do one more brew of this with if people are interested, like see if I can push this deck because I think there's one guy that consistently is in the practice room that says like White Weenie's not tier. He's probably right. I'm just curious if this exact card is going to be the one that doesn't necessarily like push it to where it's like suddenly good, but at least like respectable, you know. But we have to solve the what I'm just gonna double like the no combat step problem because there's a lot of decks on that strategy right now. Mm-hmm. Yep. Hello. Nice to see you again. If you notice, I'm a little more dry now, but whenever I first started to stream, I was just totally drenched. Like it's doing the good old world-ending kind of rain that Florida gets just randomly in the afternoons. Oh, hey, and he even chose to get the rare printing. Great. I have a feeling that like he just kind of throughout the bayou just be like, all right, well if he gets rid of it, I can just do the 2-card combo that's very good. Really, both of them, eh? Okay, so which one's better? I mean, Carrion Feeder literally cannot block, so let's deal with the Mortician Beetle. Oh, so like the whole state is dying. Interesting. Yeah, so probably the Beetle. I mean, granted, the Mortician Beetle's not as good whenever Carrion Feeder is gone. But we're in the smooth brain strategy of we're just trying to kill them as fast as possible and having one. I mean, sure they might be able to crack back, but uh-huh. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Should we play the cartouche now? Because we could get Elite Vanguard. Well, Elite Vanguard's going to trade with Young Wolf no matter what. So let's actually throw it on Thraben Inspector because if they decide to block no matter what, he's losing a creature. We'll trade, I should say. Mm-hmm. Joke's on you, we do not intend on thinking. We are playing White Weenie. Yeah, that's probably the wisest block. Oh Christ, we have to keep track of first strike damage now? Oh my goodness. Uh-huh. Technically we have lethal right now, unless he has to just literally play any creature that changes that, but... And I mean, like, if... Okay, so what would you do if, like, okay, so you have, like, Village Rites in your hand? I think you obviously go for it because you're going to be dead anyways, even though it is, like, your win condition. I don't know about that one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Opponent, no, please. Don't slow roll me again. Why? I haven't come across it yet, but I've seen it before on like other YouTubers where they're doing like just magic related stuff where they'll have like their opponent like saltily just like get up and walk away. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, no, I bet this opponent's just thinking, yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, I haven't come across it yet. I know my day will come because I am known for very, very grindy nightmare decks of like, no, I plan on killing you with this indestructible 2/2. Like, and I only have like 2 of them. Okay. I'm just trying to peel for more cards to make this not lethal. So you can chump to stay in the game. You might as well attack. Like, you can get one less attacker off my side of the board. Certainly not blocking. Bone it. Grumbled. Alright, so... I have a feeling I'm in a situation where I am going to fuck up and I have lethal. Okay, so he obviously blocks any of the two creatures, so probably Vanguard. Then I crack through for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, putting him at 2. So is there any situation where I can kill him with this card? Okay, we don't have to worry about the soldier problem. So let's just go with Cartouche here. Sure, you can kill our Vanguard, but... well, I guess giving it first strike wouldn't hurt. Yeah, that might have been oopsie doopsie, but... I have a feeling there's gonna be someone in a comment section somewhere where it's like, that was not it, my man. Because like this squeezes out one more damage to like, now anything touching you means you're dead, my friend. So I was on the hook to interact with 5 creatures, 2 of which are flying. Oh man, I mean, I guess like no, he can't play Crypt Rats because he'll die if he plays such a thing in his deck. Okay, so there's 2 right there, so it's theoretically possible for him to get there. I mean, come on, opponent. You can do it. I do want to actually start. I still want to brew with it's called Glimmer Baron. He came out. He's one of the cards that came out in Water Horizons 2 that was like the ATOG for tokens. And everything I was trying to put together, that deck is like missing something. Like, I saw some brews that were based around like playing infinite many tokens with Sprout Swarm and stuff like that. When I tried it, it wasn't very consistent. I played like an aggro tokens version. Interesting. Ooh, I'm confused what's happening right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just gained a ton of life. Fine by me. Oof. Weather the Storm is a very good card. Anyhow, every single time I like try to get something together, like it turns out like just being a 1-mana ATOG for tokens, like the difference is ATOG, you're able to sacrifice lands to activate its ability. We do have one land that produces like, there's a couple of lands that produce tokens and stuff like that, but like they come into play tap and there's tempo issues and like I mean, do we just battle and just not care? Because I guess like his 3-power guy, like, I guess I could block like a token really well. I mean, this deck isn't particularly nuanced. You just kind of attack them until they die. Do we have any? Nope, we don't have to worry about any like warrior problems. Saproling token doesn't ever hit reach. But yeah, it's like Search Party Captain and Glimmer Baron. They're my white whales, where I want to be able to make something with them. This would be a good case for Ramosian Rally. Is a card that's absent that I was considering. It's a random. I guess because it lets him attack it with the feeder, but we hit the countdown from 20, my man. But Ramosian Rally is basically a it lets you play, get your team +1/+1, where all you have to do is tap an untap creature. Which I guess like you could use like some of these like sick creatures to like keep pushing it further. So I don't know, maybe I'll end up putting that in the deck. There's a couple of options that I'm considering, but Carrion Feeder, okay. Yep. Got 4, 5 so far after sacking feeder to feeder. Very interesting. I could just attack with my first striker, but that seems very stupid. Because all I have to do is like pump it one, then it dies. I mean, yeah, you got 5? I'm very confused. Hunger the Hell Pack, there's 3 more, okay. If he's got a bunch of them, man. Okay, he's got 8. Anything else? Okay. This player that's making me play it all the way to the end. Alright, with some GG's. Hell yeah. Yeah, this is this guy here, this man, he is very upset about this is the guy that's really upset about White Weenie. I think I inadvertently like joined his game yesterday on stream, and I'm not trying to like roast this guy or anything. That's not that place is coming from at all. It was just like I think like consistently he would say like, no, White Weenie, it's not tier for a while. I'm like, no, I'm not contending that it is. Don't get me wrong. It was just funny because I would see it over like, you know, months. And now I am playing White Weenie, and I accidentally joined his game, and he's always had that on there, and then he immediately kicked me out. I'm like, right, you're the guy who's like, White Weenie. Right, my bad, I'm really sorry. I mean, to be fair, like, if there's, like, technically, like, from his point of view, like, the deck isn't amazing, so, like, you kind of don't want to waste your time, like, playtesting against, like, a random brew. I get it. But personally, if I was to put a ban on a deck, like, let's see, a hot take to make people angry, Tron. That would be my, like, no, I don't want to play against your Tron deck. I know how this goes, only in tournament, but I don't want to do it play testing. I know this matchup is miserable and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. There is a podcast I listen to, I think it's called Common Knowledge off the top of my head, like, I think they're on the anti-ephemerate Tron life, where it's like these cards can be gone from the format, and I don't know. I think it's a little bit too extreme. Are they like really, really powerful decks? Yes. Like, I mean, cards in decks and stuff like that. Yes. But, you know, just because I don't happen to like it doesn't mean I should take someone else's fun away, you know? Like, not everyone likes playing against Burn, for instance. That's one of my favorite decks of all time. And so I can understand the salt of, like, hating Burn and stuff like that. Similarly, my dislike of Tron kind of comes from that same place, where it's just not me. And it also invalidates the decks I like to play. Grumble. Then again, I was the guy coming from the, maybe we should brand Galvanic Relay and not Chatterstorm, so maybe I'm not the person to ask when it comes to these questions. I'm kind of a goddamn idiot. So this is likely Blue-Black Fae, because I think they're the only ones that are still on the Snowlands, just so they can activate Snuff Out. I mean, I guess technically any deck that wants to play Snuff Out will play the Snowlands. This is probably Fae. Okay. That card is a huge problem. Thankfully, since we have this first striking Vanguard, we can actually profitably attack with our like, because normally if this wasn't here, it was just like, you know, normal Savannah line or whatever. We would be at a point where we'd be losing cards in order to draw. Yep, and there's the exact card I called out. Snuff Out. You low-keepers put me in a pickle, actually. I mean, I guess we could play our core Skyfisher picking up a land. I mean, I don't see why not. So let's just start with what's easy. Attack with these two. Yeah, you can eat my token. I'm getting all the value out of his killing my Vanguard with the cartouche on it. Skyfisher. Pick up our own land. This would be really sweet if we had one more attacking creature, because we could have played a search party this turn. That actually been a really sick line. Holy crap. I mean, I guess in theory, like, we can attack with both these creatures and play Search Prey next turn, tapping out to do so. I have a sneaking suspicion that such a thing won't resolve, but we'll try it. Because otherwise, this Daybreak Chimera is just stuck in our hand. Okay, yeah. That is indeed a flyer. And just block our Loyal Pegasus, trade him away. I don't mind it. If we do get a land though, we could be making an argument for depending on how they. Well, I mean, they can only block with Fairy Seer. Yeah, but I really don't like the idea of just like dealing 2 extra damage and killing their Seer. I don't think that's crazy. Yeah, I'm fine with just trading Loyal Pegasus with Fairy Seer and then dealing 2 damage to him. I like keeping their fairy count low, and I don't like creatures with evasion against this deck because of that damn ninja. Yeah, okay, so let's... While we can, plays around Force Spike, resolve this right now, because they don't have any counter mana up. Sick. Alright, cool. Well, I have a feeling the ninja's coming. I do suppose if he plays a ninja, we can just Guardians the crap out of him. Yep. No blocks. Does this ninja play fairy? He has 2 blockers. Doesn't seem too bad. Granted. Okay, so now we can potentially counter a 1-mana spell. Or just straight up counterspell does it, actually. You darn fool. I mean, we're not planning on blocking. And if he decides to, like, counter my Daybreak, that's fine. That's 1 counter out of his hand, and then we can... That's hopefully 1 for your counter so we can resolve a Guardian's Pledge. Otherwise, we just get to play a sweet 3/3. Yeah. Not exactly sure why I blocked. That was... me attacked with him. There's really no point. For some reason, yeah, that was dumb. Because I could have blocked the ninja. So that was kind of a mistake. This might get countered. Maybe not. Okay. I mean, he could just kill it so his ninja can get through. And that'd be kind of a greedy choice with how low the life total is, so... You might be on... Like, if he draws Suffocating Fumes, that doesn't do it. Echoing Decay doesn't do it. I mean, he can... We know he has the fairy in his hand, so we can at least do that. And then he can, like, just kill, like, sacrifice... Make a sacrifice a guy, yeah, kill a guy. Yeah, and get through. Interesting. And decide not to attack? Fairy Seer, okay. So that's 1 blocker in the air. So we'll be only getting through for 2. But, oh wait, we have the Guardian's Pledge. And then if worse comes... You can't cast Snuff out because he'll die. Yeah, I'll take 2. It's fine by me. Okay. Interesting. Well, I can play around Force Spike, so not much we can do. It's kind of a now or never moment. Yeah, because even if he like decides to like double block here, that doesn't really matter. Doesn't change the block math. So yeah, and that I'm fine with it. Just hope for the best. Because after this, ninja's still spiral out of control. So he's that try kill him now. Just don't forget to activate the stupid spell. I did that yesterday on stream. Just forgot to cast the spell during blocks. It was smart. Yep. Yeah, alright. So, sideboarding against Blue Black Fae. I expect there's going to be some really spicy, like board wipe stuff, like Suffocating Fumes might come in. I do not want to start. I do not think I can win a Monarch game against Blue Black Fae. Not happening. Hallow, they don't really do damage, really. I mean, I could Emergence Gate so I can get through for like problematic blockers. Would I prefer that over Journey to Nowhere? Well, I suppose Journey does need to stay in just because they probably are playing the fish. And that's really our only way to deal with it. Dust to Dust, I don't believe. Oh, well, Relic, yeah, because they play fish. Cut a, I don't know, Loyal Pegasus, I guess. The reason why I prefer Loyal Pegasus in this matchup over the Raptor is because it has First Strike, so it's really, really good at dealing with those fairies. So it's kind of like the switch problem of the Loyal Pegasus. Oh, and it can attack without needing a friend. Yeah, I don't think we have much for Blue Black Fae. I mean, I don't believe they bring in any. What they bring in against us would be like, just like better removal, I suppose. Well, because also the opponent's playing with imperfect information, so they don't know what kind of. So I imagine they are going to bring in Suffocating Decays. So yeah, maybe cut more Little Pegasus, but for what else? I'll run it back. Yeah, and also I guess if they try to go with the damn edict with flashback, my brain is shut off. I suppose that would stay in. Oh, this hand is awesome. Let's go. All right. It is weak to Suffocating Fumes. So we're just gonna have to like. I mean, there's not really much we can do to play around it. Just they either have it or they don't. It's just that card isn't like because it doesn't hit like a majority of our creatures, but. That's like whenever people bring in, what is it, Electricity against Brute Squad. I see it all the time when I'm on a deck. I'm like, very few creatures actually get hit by that. If my deck's performing properly, I should say. Very few creatures in the deck get hit by that card. Potentially, he can counter the, like if he has like a Spellstutter Sprite, he can counter probably Loyal Pegasus. Okay. So I kind of want them to make their Suffocating Fumes as bad as possible. So I might start with the Vanguard, seeing if it's bait. And then follow it up with a Thraben Inspector. Stuff out? Okay, that's fine with me. Okay, so let's start with... Ooh, if we start with if the Pegasus resolves, though... Let's just start with the Vanguard. I'm fine with that. Stick to the board. Okay. Play Thraben Inspector. I don't think Blue Black Fae plays Pack Rat in their... I'm sorry, Crypt Rat in their board. That could potentially be a problem card for us. This is the Spell Stutter? Brainstorm in a turn? Okay. Respect it. Card's so busted. I love it so much. Like, I love my blue decks having like really good like just blue tools. Like I find them just like interesting and stuff like that. Like, because I've been on the other side where like I used to be like a big control player. Loved like just like playing like Ponders and Preordains and stuff like that. Because it's really reassuring feeling just like know exactly what's on top of your deck, and it actually makes the games more interesting and consistent and stuff like that, which is so cool. Granted, it does kind of make blue have a certain advantage over the rest of Color Pie, but it's fine. Like I've over the years, it's what blue does. I think that's the low-key the reason why I fell in love with Birthing Pod when I played Modern, because it was my creature deck where I could finally have that property of like being able to have some control over the randomness. Man, I would love for us to get like a Like probably a really bad, but like a Yisan like Bard effect in Pauper. Make it overcosted. I don't care. Make it pay life for it every time. I don't give a damn. I will be here for it if we get to do it. And I was hoping, seeing like there's like other Bard cards that have like Yisan like text that we saw printed, and I think we saw a couple of them in the Dungeons and Dragons set. Give me a second to think here. Let's play another Thraven Expector. Problem is, we can only if we only get in for like 1 damage and we lose Elite Vanguard. Yikes. But I was hoping to see some sort of like common bard. That'd be so cool. Like to have like a pod like effect in Pauper. Like that is my dream. But that's like way too complicated for a common, unfortunately. So we'll probably never see it unless like the power creep gets really bad really quick out of nowhere. Which so it's likely never. Let's see. But if I had a card, cause like this thread always comes up like at least once a month on the subreddit. I think my cards I would want to be printed and downshifted would be Lingering Souls. I think that's a good. I mean, it's really powerful. But I think it's like a really sweet downshift. Give me a second. Another one is Fiend Hunter. Granted, with Fiend Hunter alongside Ephemerate, we can see how bad that could be. I do contend that that's okay. Well, like hopefully, this isn't a world where this might cause Ephemerate to get banned. Who knows? But that I think would be. I think Fiend Hunter is like a perfect card for white. Like it would be a great side for us in this deck. And like another one is did they just? Whoa! Did we just beat Blue Black Fae? All right. But no, another one would be Flickerwiss. Oh my god. That card again is another one that's way too complicated to be a common, but I guess it is kind of simple text. Yeah. I think it would be such a cool card. Also, Ephemerate would make it absolutely bananas, but it'd be so cool. I would love that one too, because like you could do like really fancy stuff, like end of turn Ephemerate it, flicker away your Tron land so you can't use it during your turn, and like it'd also be insane in this list, so I might be a little biased here. One lander, and the only way we can cast Daybreak Chimera is if literally all of these 3 spells stick to the board. I mean, if everything goes according to plan, this could potentially be really sick. Do we risk it? Yeah, fuck it, it's just practice. This is the only one we need, the only one we're gonna play. Alright, good. Jamal agrees. Like, let's go for it. I also love one land hands when they work out, man. Like, they just feels good. The one thing I've learned, too, is if you decide to mulligan... Oh, I guess roommate's got pizza. Is this burn? Oh, Christ. I've learned that if you do mulligan, never look. Don't do it. Bad idea. It's going to reinforce bad habits. Okay. That's one miss. Let's go with the one that gives us 2 power. I guess they both do, but I want the board to be as wide as possible. Another thing I really like about the format is we always play an irresponsible amount of lands. I think the Delver deck plays like what? Like, I think Blue-Red Delver, they're down to maybe like 17, I think, or 18. And there's like Brute Squad with like, I think they have 12. Maybe it's less. Who knows? But I imagine every one of these are gonna be pointed at our heads. Really? Okay, I consider that a win. The bastard flexing his lands on me. Look at this. Look at this bougie son of a bitch here with 2 lands in play. Yo, who needs skill when you can just be lucky as fuck? Question is do we just get rid of this now? Because this is a lot of damage over time. Because I guess one way he could be rationalizing to himself, like, oh, I traded a burn spell to deal with this you know, Delver that I built that doesn't fly, is that, you know, I'm able to stretch it out a bit further with, you know, Thermal Alchemist. That might be a mistake, like bad on tempo, but I know that card can get very, very, very out of control very quickly. Having a Burn Lord, as it were, is, we can't have it. It was actually, I think I played it, my, believe it or not, my my blue-red Delver deck's actually closer more to burn with a couple of cantrips thrown into it. That card is absolutely disgusting. Yeah. Nah, I'm a little short on red, my friend. I remember my first standard deck was playing Vanguard. I miss Gideon's Lawkeeper too. I would have done the same, to be frank. Yeah, Gideon's Lawkeeper, that card brings me back, because my first, my first, standard I got really serious was one where I think Vanguard, Gideon's Lawkeeper, was legal in the Mirastrad Innistrad standard, and we played a few of them. I think we had a few in our board near the end. We just got better and better, you know, humans, which basically we were a White Weenie human deck. And, basically, we got, Silverblade Paladin, all sorts of, crazy humans. And slowly but surely, our Gideons started getting moved more and more to the side. It made me sad. But I actually was considering putting them in this list. And I'm thinking, actually, given the lashing that I keep giving Loyal Pegasus every time I see it in my deck list, it might be the one that gets... we might be replacing Loyal Pegasus with Gideon. Just because it just solves so many issues, when they're playing, walls, defenders, and stuff like that. And then also it's fodder for Ramosian Rally. That's just after I started. Wow. Oh man, so you got to play, I'm gonna clip the mic there, I'm sorry. So you got to play in the Winter Twin standard. We're oh no. Because I think there was that bit of time, that twin in Mirren Crusader and Angelic Destiny was my jam. Yeah, because those cards are the shit. I remember being envious of the other... Yeah, kill my thing. Being really envious of the players that, frankly, had jobs and stuff, because I was, just getting out of high school, that were able to play Angelic Destiny, just because, the thing was so sweet. That was the card that I always wanted in my deck, but I could never afford, because I think they were, $20 a pop back then. And Mirren Crusader, we also played as well. That card was perfect. It didn't die to dismember. It, I think it was also, my friend was on Wolf Run Ramp. And so, its random pro green was, relevant. Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and viewers on bigfollows.com. Shout out to bigfollows.com. Alright, so I guess they're on, I'm a control deck now, red deck. Which, I'm not above... Oh, wait, I can't attack. I don't know why I moved attacks. That's silly. Yeah, we'll just slam this Daybreak Chimera and be done with it. Oh, thank you, Curious. Yeah. But no, Mirror Crusade, I think that was another one that, I think I played it all the way through the time it was legal in the deck. Yeah, because I ended up replacing it with Silverblade Paladin, because they're Mirror Crusade is better, but it synergized better with I think he's figured out the cheat code to our deck, which is if you just keep killing all the creatures these depend on, we're in big trouble. No? Needle drop. Alright, so this is gonna be a Harrow for sure. Maybe Prismatic as well. And cut the journeys. I like the journeys though. Alright. Alright, opponent. But no, Silverblade was the shit though, because we were playing Geissenstein Draft by the end, because I think at first we started off as a green-white, human tribal aggro deck, and I think we switched to red-white after a bit of time, because there was the soul bond creature that gave creatures haste and stuff like that. But then by the end, we were playing blue white, where we had Geist of Saint Traft, and we would purposely play Silverblade Paladin and not do the soul bond trigger or whatever with any of our creatures, which always baffled our opponent the first time we did it. And then we'd follow it up with Geist of Saint Traft, and then we would have the Angel Token get double strike with the Silverblade Paladin. Oh my god, we killed people routinely with that combo. Like, Phyrexian mana was yikes. Yeah, I started 1 year in college in the UK. Swords were standard. My other favorite was always Hero Bladehold. Hero Bladehold. Oh my god, I ran that card. That was one of the... I think I owned like 1 copy, because that card was very expensive. But yeah, that I think Hero Bladehold and the Battlecry mechanic was like one of my favorite designed mechanics overall through years, just because it was just so good for my aggro decks. Like, I just want to be Joey Wheeler, man. I just want to play dumb creatures and kill you with them. Like, yeah, that it was a very, very gross interaction that, like, because I think also that format also had like one of those bizarre moments, like similar to Kamigawa. I think it was after Kamigawa came after the first Mirrodin, where they like printed a card to like solve a problem in the previous meta, but it was like too late and rotation already happened. Where they added Thragtusk to deal, like, because it was like perfectly built to like mess with the blue white Delver decks, but like a lot of the offending cards are already gone, man. Like, we had like Preordain was gone. I think Vapor Snag came out, like, and yeah, so that came into what I would like to call Return to Ravnica Hell, which was like, it was everybody playing Restoration Angel alongside Thragtusk, and they look at the camera and like, look how clever I am. Like, I just gain a ton of life and just like, oh my god. Thrag Daddy, baby. Yeah, dude. Like, oh man. And I think also, like, oh, yeah, that because like it did so many things. It was disgusting. Like, it was like a 5/3 or a 5/2, but then it made like a beast whenever it left, and it gained you life, and like that did everything, man. And like I was the psychopath whenever I was playing that version of Control. I think I was on. Are we on? By the way, we have to top deck a. I think we have to top deck a pump spell or we're dead, probably. That's where we are. But I played Dead Eye Navigator alongside Thragtusk. Oh god. That was my version of Band Control. Like, it was so neat. Almost forgot about Resto. Yeah, that card's amazing. Yeah, I didn't really realize how much I loved that card until I think we're probably dead here. Until I started playing Birthing Pod, because we played a copy. Fire Blast. Yeah, you did it, sir. Congratulations. Oh, I do not mind losing to the burn deck. The deck's harder to play than people think. Like, he nailed it. Yeah, but Resto was amazing. That was like, it was so bizarre that like Delver. I mean, you can see the designers like thinking ahead a little bit, because it like perfectly blocked Delver of Secrets. Problem was, it was played in the Delver deck. Alright, so Hollow, Prismatic Strands. I imagine we can make an argument here about Merge Unscathed, just so we can get through a possible defender he has on the other side. Now comes the hard part. I don't know if it's wise to shave the Guardian's Pledges. I mean, we could potentially, like... It's like the only... like, this feels really rough, but Hollow is literally brought in to block for burn. I think we cut the Loyal Pegasus. Oh god, yeah, because they had Blade Splicer too. Actually, Blade Splicer effects would be really, maybe not that exact card, but like a 3 mana, something that makes a token that comes into play would be really interesting, I think. Hey, awesome. Alright, looks like we're doomed to play this hand. Oh god. I was thinking about cutting 1 pledge as well. No, it's probably wiser. Like, I think my thinking whenever I was back sideboarding literally 15 seconds ago was like, I'm trying to go as fast as possible. That might not be the right call though. I think you might be correct, and we just like aggressively go into like boarding a little bit stronger, because like I guess like drawing multiples isn't like amazing in this matchup. So maybe we should go down to 2 so we hit exactly 1. We're keeping this. I don't know why I was hovering over that button. That was way too risky. Let's start with War Falcon. And then followed up with Leon's Sky Hunter. Granted, this opponent did wise up to like, hey, kill the soldier. Hey, your creatures can't attack anymore. So this hand potentially could be really, really terrible that does nothing for a while. I'll feel much better if we draw like any oh, there's a Guardian Pledge. So the exact scenario I'm outlining might occur. Huh. We can go wide for sure. They might, like, I imagine they have Electricity in their board. I can't imagine this Sky Hunter makes it through the begin combat step though. Play right and pray. Yeah. Using a die at combat. If we can attack it, that's dope. It's now you kill it. Kill it, kill it, kill it. And then now we do the go wide strategy and hope to dodge Electricity if they brought it in. That's a good reason to bring in Cathar's commando. I didn't even think that through. Okay, let's just... No, we're good. I just assume my fate. Cool. Well, technically this card is live if my creatures stick around. The opponent may not kill them either. I think I... What got you into Pauper? I think I followed because of a Reddit post, maybe. What got me into Pauper was I actually used to work at one of the larger, like, card companies. Right? Guy's just being silly. He's making fun of me. The opponent just commented nice energy. No, but I used to work at a card shop, and I handled all the events and stuff like that, and it's one of the bigger ones. And I just had it like, you know, while I was working through college, I was just like constantly, I was just constantly like coming across like, you know, EDH before it was back when it was actually called EDH, when that format was just starting up, and Pauper was like this bizarre format that people are telling me about like off in the corner, and you know, it just was inexpensive, and I was like, oh wait, I get to play Brainstorm in a you know, an actual format. Like, oh, that sounds great. Because before that, like, yeah, you can play Brainstorm in EDH, but it's not as effective as like, you know, like as having 4 copies in the deck. Like, it's so cool. Like, you get to play legacy cards for a change, and I don't have to pay $1,000 to do it. More than that. And I think the very first Pauper format I ever played was it was Theros Standard. I strictly remember it because that was the set where Gary was printed, and that was like what was causing this great resurgence of people like talking about Pauper again, because like, well, everyone thought the sky was falling because holy shit, Gary. I probably could have played Thraven Inspector there so I could attack. LOL. Absolute idiot. Need to stop focusing the game more. You might kill it. But, and I actually, I think whenever we were deep in the Chatterstorm, like, hellhole, I guess we'll call it. I think he's gonna kill it, yeah. I was even looking at Penny Dreadful, and like seeing how I can like get into that format a little bit, and then I discovered like, oh, it's a lot of work, and I'm like, I'm kind of a smooth brain idiot, and like now that format does seem like the Brewer's Paradise because you get to play like rares and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, what got me into Pauper was just a really nice customer. It was just like, hey, I think you'd enjoy this, and he was right. Granted, the think the son of a bitch was on Infinity back then too, so also fuck you. Alright. 2 soldiers, baby. It's all we're asking for. And if anyone's watching that's playing Affinity, I really... play the deck you love. There's like, I think Affinity is one of the... It's like Affinity and Tron are the two. I'm like something turns in my brain where I'm just like, oh, fuck me. Like, everyone has a deck. You know, we can each have one that we just, like, don't enjoy playing. And for me, it's Affinity and Tron. That being said, I really did enjoy this brief stint we had with having our lovely salamander friend. Like, it was really cool. Like, seeing Affinity like really pop off. It was really dope. Man, that having 2 Mirror Enforcers, my god, like that deck was horrifying. Like, and all my janky brews, there's no way we can keep up with that. Are you kidding? Our decks are awful. Don't worry, Alchemist. Okay. Might be seeing the exact reason why we shouldn't be cutting Journey to Nowhere. Draw a land, it doesn't matter? Oh. Alright, we'll see if we can get to game 3, maybe. Just attack with all the homies. I think us dropping that one turn might have... Well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't have mattered because he had instant speed removal. So yeah, he would have killed it anyways. Okay, so he's... There's one... Okay, so he's gonna have 2 damage on my upkeep, so I go to 6. Plays a bolt that really does 4 damage, I go down to 2. These could just be 2 bolts in his hand and we're dead anyways. Cycling, okay. I mean, if he hits an earthquake, we're just certainly dead. Well, we got a 1, but then we'll be on the hook to kill him. I haven't managed to play for a while. I managed to put together an older Affinity with a mono white heroic, mono black, and Delver. Yeah! Need to update, but I don't know what new things happen with the format. Avoided Chatterstorm, unfortunately. That was probably for the best. I was one of these psychopaths that decided, yeah, here's when I want to start, you know, streaming Pauper is right in this, like, god-awful format. But as in terms of, like, recent cards, I don't know when you came out of the format, but there's for updates for your Delver decks, we have actual true dual lands now, so we can, you know, have lands that come into play tapped that allow you to, like, play Snuff out. I also don't know what variant of Delver you're on, but the fact that they're also snow as well means that, like, you know, blue-red Delver is really good. You can play Scred, and it's, like, full-powered and disgusting. Mono Black Control, that's the list I think we even had a chance to, like, preen over after Modern Horizons 2, because it was unfortunately pushed out by, Chatterstorm and stuff like that. If we draw a land here, we might actually win. Hollow's not bad, though. Gives us another turn. Yeah, let's read this. Let's see. Affinity. Affinity's sweet. You did get updated lands, actually. The dual lands that come into play tap with Indestructible. Very, very good for Affinity, because it finally solves that problem of... you know, you just play that the Gorilla Shaman, I think his name is off the top of my head, and you just blow up all their lands. That's no longer true. I mean, granted, I would still do it because they still play some number of destroyable lands. Let me see. Anything else? What was our land count? 19. Yeah, I think it's about where the math worked out. So we could have, like, this is also another reason why I'm considering Ramosian Rally too, because if this was a Ramosian Rally right now, they'd be dead, because we can play that card for free. But yeah, 19 worked out to about, we should be consistently getting to 3 mana around turn 4 or 5. Okay. I mean, if he plays any spell, we're dead, though. Nothing we can do about it. So if we Harrow... Because he's going to get 2 damage, we're just dead anyways. We'll go through the motions, though. Yeah, we're just dead. Sad face. Burn deck beat us. It turns out this dependency creature stuff, not good against burn. When they also play removal, it's able to turn your aggro deck off. So we'll just concede. Yeah, I think I might look through Scryfall this afternoon. What am I kidding? I'm playing World of Warcraft on my birthday. Uh, but I think something I'm gonna do is go through Scryfall and take a look through all of our 1-drops one more time, because like having Loyal Pegasus be like really, it's not a very good turn 1. It doesn't turn on our Warfalcon. It itself has issues attacking from time to time. Like, would we be better just having a Savannah line at that point where it doesn't have the drawback of not being able to attack but losing the evasion? Or are we better off going with like Gideon's Lawkeeper, for instance, because it's able to say, like in this game, like turn off the Thermo Alchemist. Granted, they would just tap it anyway, so I don't know what good that would do, but birthday, yeah. Today is actually unironically my birthday. Yay! Thank you. Yeah, pretty solid. Fortunately, my friends caused me to relapse on World of Warcraft, so there went my weekend. Uh, yeah, thank you, of course. Yeah, and plus, like, in the state I'm in right now, going outside is not ideal, to say the least, not to make light of the situation. That's a slippery slope, yep, and once you start up World of Warcraft again, man, like, it's... Ugh. Summoned BR, I think I played him before. Might have been yesterday. But yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, so he must have played before, he's like, I'm not interested. So I'll create this time... Evanoline. Alright. You doing okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Doing well. Let's see. Alright, so let's... Oh my god, no lander! No! Alright, let's see. So this hand is not awesome. Well, Pegasus, is this one of those really awkward hands where we just like... I almost want to cut the Loyal Pegasus. Or is it the second Skyfisher? We could go removalist. Fuck it. Yeah, let's go removalist. There's player Pegasus. We might even pick it up. No, we'll probably pick up the land. Does that allow us to play Search Party Captain on turn 2? I'm sorry, turn 3. My mistake. Oh, this might be Scred Red. Or Blue Red Delver, I mean. Oh, Vanguard. That's a good one. We could play the Vanguard. Doesn't really do much, though. If we draw a land, it's not great. Don't really want to pick up the Pegasus, though. Oh, wait, we should probably save a Pegasus, a Skyfisher for bouncing the Search Party Captain. That's a lesson to be learned. I like how it asks. Like, hey, do you want to attack with this creature that can't attack? Just asking for you for a friend. Yeah, Vanguard on 2 would have been smarter because we can still play the search party for 2 anyways. Searing Blaze, okay. Getting way ahead of ourselves. Well, Pegasus. Ah. I hate you. Yeah, because if we would have played Vanguard last turn, we'd have 3 mana this turn. Oh, yeah. Pegasus needs to go. I don't know why I thought I was going to need to play that card. Granted, we haven't seen any blue to the opponents. This is a straight up pure Scred red. Oh, it's just burn. Okay. Duh, I should have thought that through. They played Searing Blaze, you dolt. Yeah, I hate those types of creatures. With a try. Yeah, I mean, my thinking was, it's got evasion, it's aggressive and fast. Maybe we can brew around it where it's not that much of an issue, but it turns out way more likely than I would like. Just the main thing I don't really enjoy as well is this whole entire tempo loss whenever they kill our creature. I think we just play Search Party Captain after attacking for 2. Seems fine. Because we could potentially get another 1-drop. And then next turn, if this thing's probably not going to live, but if it does, God willing, we're going to play, the good old Skyfisher Search Party Captain main phase 2. Yeah, essentially, they essentially 2-for-1 us by killing our creatures, which, yep, it feels really bad. Yeah, it's does not feel good. Whereas, like, at least the War Falcon, like, you have the opportunity to, like, attack the turn after it's played, Instead we have to wait for, another creature, we have to wait a whole another turn, then we can attack again. Whereas like War Falcon, it's like, okay, guys, back online, just play a dude, we're good to go. That was really stupid, Joel, because we plan on picking this up, you damn idiot. Misplays everywhere. Misplays all we can see. That was really, really stupid. Okay, didn't matter. Oh god, that was a really bad pop. Turn back my game just a little bit. Okay. Bolt the Pegasus. Interesting. I guess, like, because bolting the Vanguard doesn't really do anything. That makes sense. Pure Start, we need to remember to yield to this time. Well, let's start with the part that's easy. Then I guess we could play... We have a couple of options here. I think I'm going to just go with the Sky Hunter. Just because it allows us to get the Chimera online faster. And we want to save the core Skyfisher for just more bouncing shenanigans. Granted, it could be bouncing a Cartouche right now. If I didn't screw up and put it on the creature, you'd very clearly kill. Okay, Skyfisher. And then next turn we can play Chimera. I mean, that's like the quickest way to build our power, I think. Wasting a ball on Pegasus. Yeah, I'm happy with it. It was just, yeah. That's generally where you want to be. The burn deck is wasting cards on, like, killing your dudes. So, like, and that's one of the things that separates, like, an average burn player from, like, a really, really good one. It's, like, knowing when to make those calls to, like, point the burn at a creature. Like, it's sometimes it's the right call and it's like the perfectly optimal in what you're supposed to do, and that's what causes you to win the game. And then sometimes it's like it's this weird voodoo magic where you have to play the deck for a long time before you get that kind of muscle memory. Yeah, because like burn, it wins on its own like 60% of the time, but that last 40%, like, so it makes them good, Mm-hmm. So let's go with Daybreak Chimera. Core Skyfisher bounce the Vanguard. I could bounce a token. No, because we need from our ground game, like if we bounce the token, like the Vanguard just gonna get blocked everywhere from Thermo Alchemist. Next turn the Thermo Alchemist will block the token so much it's not gonna attack with it. But then after that, if we get the Vanguard online again, we can just go back to town, pinging him for one. Mm-hmm. It'd be nice if we can take a game off a burn though. That'd be sweet. Chances are this game might not be the one to do it. Or take a set, I should say, off a burn. Yep. We probably should yield to the untap trigger. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Granted, Thermo Alchemist makes it a lot easier to point spells at the creatures. So at least you're getting some incremental value in the life. And then between that and Curse of the Bernheart, like you can just slowly and surely kill them. Or kill your opponent, I should say. I think I'm probably going to aggressively board out the Pegasus. And maybe cut a Guardian Spludge this time around. And play the Cathars so I can deal with this. The Cathar Commando, I should say. Blocks. And just play all the guys, hope for the best. Man, because like I think I had my Reddit post, I actually referenced I think it was 2011 Worlds. Like that was an insane event. Like, whew. And that brought back memories of like, you know, Hero Bladehold. Like, whew, that's a spicy boy. That is a very, very good boy. Or girl, I think, actually. I don't remember the art, but Car was straight up busted. Like, loved it. And I'm curious, like, I think we're due, because I don't think we did... No, I think we did do a Return to Mirrodin. I don't remember. I can't keep track of all these, like, refresh sets, but I think we're due for, like, Kamigawa would be sweet. God willing, stop going back to goddamn Ravnica. I would really like to see, like, a Lorwyn. Like, a Return to Lorwyn. That would be so sick, because, like, that set was amazing. Like, so many iconic things out of there, and, like, I remember, Lorwyn has another... like card printing that it's just like Delver of Secrets, where like everyone thought the card was just complete trash. Okay, actually I need to think real quick on math. So if we keep back the token, okay, so I can choose to go in for, yeah, no, if I attack, the token just straight up dies. Yeah, there's no reality, so yeah, we're just gonna hit him for 4 in the air. But anyways, much like Delver of Secrets, when Cryptic Command just was getting spoiled and stuff like that, I'm talking everybody, like Channel Fireball boys, like everyone was just shitting on Cryptic. Like it's just like it's too color dependent. There's no way it can be done. Like, you know, this card, while it does do a bunch of varied effects, like they're very niche and like they're enumerating all the 2-card combinations and I'm sorry, the 2 mode combinations you can get out of the card, and yeah, that card was played in 5 color control. We had no problem. No. So we could just be dead here, like, no matter what. He's got so many cards in his hand, like... We know how that ended. Are you talking about Worlds? Yeah, that one was unfortunate. Was Bitter Blossom? It was from that set. I did own a playset that I sold to the card store that I would later work at for $12 a piece. Not regretting that decision at all. But yeah, that was the set where we had arguably, I think, well, never mind. We constantly have standard sets where there's like a very clear top deck that everyone just defaults on. But that was one of the formats where like blue black Fae was absolutely sickening. Because like you had a trick buying click and cryptic command playing together at the same time, and Vendilion click and like oh my god, absolutely harrowing standard if you weren't on that deck. Just the command. I meant MTV Finance at its best. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that card got. I have a copy I'm trying to unload. Just because I was looking at the pricings of cards because we're having EDH is having an effect on card prices right now. I'm just trying to take advantage of it, but okay. Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna cut down to just 2 journeys. Take out a Guardian's Pledge since he seems to be on the point at your creatures plan. I'm happy with this. Yeah. I am well known for being the worst person to act on what card should you spec on, because for just based off of the cards I've sold back to the card shop, just like, no, you're a fool. I like this hand. There's no reality where Thraben Inspector gets to attack. Oh wait, we have a Hello, duh, we can protect it against a, and you mold the 6, that's what you want to see on the play against Burn on game 2. I think the only spec I was right when I went really hard on was, it was right when, oh my god, how can I, Collected Company. Because that was the format where I think that card got printed right around the time that Birthing Pod got banned. And, you know, as a lifetime Joey player, I thought the card was absolutely insane. It let us do something new that green normally doesn't get, which is like you're able to now play a lot of your deck at instant speed. And like at some point for like most decks, like you could just take any 2 creatures and you're happy with it. And of course we got our bizarre aberration that was like the Collected Company pod style deck. And yeah, I went hard on that card and made a killing. That's my only spec. Everything else super negative. So do we just like keep up Hallow forever just so we can make sure that our creatures survive? I mean, I'm not above it just because we do to put the brakes on by 1 turn, but then we can just dump the rest of our hand next turn. I mean, granted, if he was planning on bolting, he would have done it right then. Or maybe he has good card knowledge. He's like, oh, they clearly have Halo. Is this Searing Blaze? On the War Falcon, of all things. Interesting. This does double work of preventing our creature from dying and our life total not getting screwed with, so we might pull it off here. It's usually better to hit like Earthquake, because if you do that, usually they're doing it for the win and they have no lands anymore. If we draw another cartouche, we could actually put the Thraben Inspector outside of Burn Strange, which is pretty funny. That's a long shot. It was never gonna happen. Okay, so let's cartouche up the War Falcon. Not give him an incentive to target the Thraben Inspector. Yep, make our token. Play our War Falcon. And then we do the good old right-click attack all creatures. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a shame too because I haven't looked into like modern that now that like I'm an adult with like I'm able to save up some money here and there. Like modern I think would be very interesting to play. I haven't checked in the format recently. Last time I looked at like it was like a ton of like 4-color Omnath nonsense. I'm like, oh, okay, no, I'm good. And then also I think that it was during I think we had Uro. I think that Planeswalker that's like apparently super duper busted. I read it and I was like, this seems absurd, and I just whoa. Oh yeah, clock math makes way more sense. Yeah. Yeah, but then I'm just like, because I was one of the lucky sorts that both of my decks got banned from modern. So ever since then I've just been kind of gun shy about it, because like any deck that performs well, it's just like, well, I mean, you can just lose a ton of money out of nowhere whenever the deck gets banned. So kind of avoiding it. And then standard, I'm a little leery about, just because I hear it's like super busted right now or something, or everyone. What did I play? I played Twin. I played Birthing Pod then Twin in that order. Um, yeah, and yeah. So I'm just a little leery on it. And then like Legacy, like in theory I could play, but that one's just too cost prohibitive. I can't justify it. Um, and so I guess here I am playing Pauper. Yeah, because I've been on the EDH Pauper train for like, I want to say since like, God, when did I work there? Like 2014, I think. Check whenever the Theros set came out. That's when I started playing Pauper, and then 2 years before that I played EDH. But I don't know. I think it's every Pauper player says this, but like it's the best format for a reason. It has none of the downsides of like you don't care if your decks get banned. They're actually really fun to play. Um, and EDH is in the same realm as well. If they ban like a random one of, like, fine, whatever. Like, it probably won't affect the deck overall unless it's the commander that gets the boot. But and slowly the player base is realizing, like, oh, hey, we should be playing EDH. And we just got to get few more people out there, like, talking about Pauper. And then, granted, some people don't like playing against the Fey decks, which I can understand. But I think they're fantastic. I love playing against tempo decks. It's interesting and it's unique. I actually am really happy that Delver got printed overall. I think at the time once we started seeing it warping standard and it showing up in Legacy, people were talking about how big of a mistake it was, but I don't know. I think it's a net positive. Like it is our control deck in Pauper, except for like Tron, I guess, but. Tron just, I don't know, like, Tron's such a weird one. Like, there's the variant, like, Flickertron, hey, whoa, we did it. We drew the thing for this. But my favorite modern format, even though it was busted as hell, was the Treasure Cruise format, where we had, like, Delver's secrets popping off, because, like, we had, Treasure Cruise, goddamn, what was it? Scapeshift. Holy crap, that deck was terrifying. No one really talked about it, but like, cause it didn't show up in like Pro Tours and stuff like that all that much. But man, that thing was a local menace, man. Having dig through time, like with a deck that you had to draw one card to win, it was terrifying. Okay. Oops, sorry. Got a little ahead of myself. But also I loved it because I got my Rhino and Pod could hang with Splinter Twin with dig through time and Treasure Cruise. It was a great time. Broken format. Would not recommend it to anybody, but since I was already in it, it was so great. Like that was our last hurrah with Pod. With Pod. It was just this busted nightmare of a format where our deck just didn't care. That sucks. Don't pay attention to Modern anymore, but I'm sure Twin could easily come back. Totally agree. Standard just rotated, so power level seems much more reasonable. Actually considering playing Standard, Dig, and Treasure were some big oopsies. Yes. You can't print Ancestral Recall. If there's an option for us to cast Ancestral Recall, we will find it. And the deck constraint wasn't that hard. Like, it was just like shit in yards. By the way, we play cards that go in the graveyards. Nearly everybody does. Like, Siege Rhino. Yeah, I love that card so much. Granted, it was responsible for getting my deck banned. But during that time, man, like, whew. Because, like, the main problem was, Birthing Pod was very, very difficult to play. It was very similar to, like, our Burn Opponent's deck here, where if it works like it does what's supposed to, like, we get our combo pieces or we draw Birthing Pod or whatever, yeah, there's sets that are, games that are very easy to win, but, like, how do you play Pod how do you play the deck whenever you don't have Birthing Pod and you have these weird overcosted creatures that, like, are kind of dirtily and weird, and, like, you have to think about, like the 30 or so different one-ofs in your deck that you could potentially draw, and you have to, like, play around that, and it was really cool. The problem was Siege Rhino made that goddamn easy, because you just, I don't know what to do. Like, the default I think we would do is like if I didn't think I could go for a combo win, it was like, all right, I'll pot away Kitchen Finks, gain 2 life. Restoration Angel comes in, like blink Kitchen Finks, or like we can pot away gets Siege Rhino, then pot away the Kitchen Finks a second. Like you can go, okay, sorry, I'm making this more confusing than it needs to be. Play Kitchen Finks with the pot on board. Pot away Kitchen Finks, get Rhino. Okay, cool. Gain 2 life plus the 3 more in the process of the Siege Rhino. They lose 3. Lovely. Totally fair. Got a 3-4 on the other side. Most cards in Modern were big enough. Pot away the Finks again, get a Restoration Angle, blink the Rhino. Congratulations, you've gained a shit ton of life, and it's hard from the win. Sorry, way harder than it needed to be. And then also just naturally drawing Siege Rhino and playing, it's usually pretty good. Uh-huh. Yeah, he is not having it on my creatures, man. Oh, I forgot to play my Vanguard and Thraven Inspector post-combat. I was just pushing okay and not thinking. Okay, we'll put this in a win. We could have won, but... Well, granted, they have a long way to go, but... Then again, Brian is known for getting out of it. Focus on your damn game instead of talking about history, you dude. Oh. 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 I mean... I don't think we're gonna go for blow up their curse. But I am cool with playing a flash homie they're not expecting. They go to 1. Yeah, we could have been swinging for lethal here, but... You darn fool. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to be fair though, oh, notice our time. We have 9 minutes on the clock. Opponent has 18. Rift Bolt, okay. This has got to start going to our dome, man. All right. Guess we'll just play it whenever now because it's funk. Is he just conceding? Okay. All right. So now we're going to be on the draw. So now we're going to worry about making our deck faster. Mm-hmm. No, you're fine, man. This is practice. Who cares? I would be a little more, like... No. I would never get mad at somebody just trying to, you know, interact. It's fine. That's what Twitch is for, right? If I was in a league game, I'd be blaming myself, if anything. So is there an argument to be made of bringing Loyal Pegasus in? Opponent did learn to point spells at Loyal Pegasus. It does make our deck go quicker. We may need to see Guardian's Pledge one more. One more up there. No. I'm still fine with just shipping it the way it is. Let's see. I mean... Deck, we need to have a talk. Yeah. I'm probably going to put the second journey on the bottom. Just because, like, I know they play, like, 2 4-ofs of creatures, but... We need to have gas. Okay, so we're both on 6. I probably shouldn't have my foot on the mic stand. Make all sorts of wobble sounds. Oh, that's good. Alright. I'm feeling much more in good spirits. I think we're gonna play... Vanguard? Yeah. Just in the potential if... Well, maybe War Falcon would have been wiser there. I mean, I imagine this cartouche is going to be... Yes! Awesome, cool. So we can play that cartouche in attack. Excellent. And we get at least some value out of it, just so we can't 2-for-1 us immediately. Another Vanguard, eh? So let's cartouche. I mean, we could just journeyed it, but I need to go white as fast as possible. Do you think emerge would have been good enough into Pegasus? I think so. I think that's a good plan. Because we could have taken out some of like the slower cards from our deck. Emerge would allow us to get the like Thermal Alchemist problem, and they have no problem apparently like pointing spells at our guys. I hate that Pegasus. I'm just happy this is the last day I have to play this version of the deck with a minute. Mm-hmm. Swords Chain Lightning, okay. Yep, pointing at the, yep. Nope. Point Journey at Thermo. Oh, but wait, we didn't think this through because now we can't attack with War Falcon. If we draw a land here, it's fine. Oh, another Vanguard, eh? Suppose if we play 2 Elite Vanguards. What are we changing? I'm probably going to be taking out Pegasus. Like, altogether. And then try to see if we can work in the Cathar's Commando in main deck, just because it's like, I don't know why in my initial brew of this I decided to go without it being main, because I was just thinking more of like way too far deep, where like I was thinking like, oh well, what if they're playing, you know, like Trickery, oh my goodness, our deck is weak to that, and yada yada, if we go too much with the 3/1s. But the problem is, like, dude, it's a 3/1 flash for 2, man. Like, it's just a good body, you know, it's good for an aggro deck, just play it. And then another thing I'm going to look into is potentially trying to find a solution to decks that just, to each opponent. Wait a second, you play more of these. Oh, my man. Okay. But I need to find a solution to decks that just don't care about combat steps. Looking at Storm Dignitary and Tangle. Ooh, this is a good search party hand. Okay. So we could potentially attack with the homies, search party, hit a land, and then Journey to Nowhere away their Thermo Alchemist. That is so greedy. That is so greedy. Do we go for it, though? I mean, I guess if we don't hit it, we could play Core Skyfisher the following turn. Oh, man. I mean, because he can block, trade. Yeah, trade and then block. And then he only has to worry about 1 soldier. And then he can... In his mind, he's thinking, okay, cool, I just gotta kill 1 more Vanguard. So he's fine with that trade-off. Okay. So then, let's just do the greedy play, because now he needs 2 removal spells to turn a War Falcon off. Yeah, you got it. Alright, so here we find out if did our greed paid off. That I didn't think about, and I am okay with it. We might add a color, what I'm saying, to solve the non-combat stuff thing. I was thinking, like, maybe red? I don't know. We'll see. Still a good hit. Yeah, 100% agree. I didn't even think about that one. Because usually when I'm running through, like, potential cards I could see, yo, if we get the Searing Blaze on it again? Again? Same target, too. Whew! Oh, boy. That has got to be frustrating as hell. Oh, my God. Beat burn, baby. Woo! Sorry, I didn't mean to clip the mic for people on headphones. I'm sorry. Got excited. Yeah, so we beat... this is probably going to be my last stream of the day. The last game of the day. Because I don't think we can play a round within 15 minutes. But a little bit of recap. Like, hey, we beat... Like, compared to our results yesterday, we did pretty well. Like, we beat Aristocrats. I think we beat Blue-Black Fae there at some point. We did lose 1 to burn, but then win 1. And I guess it's like kind of like a toss-up because like it's just the plague of playing White Weenie that you're just it's an honest deck where you're a slave to what's on top of it. And, you know, we saw sideboard cards and we did well. So And I think yesterday we beat Boros Bully and Brute Squad. And then our big losses were, like things that seem obvious, like Tangled base decks, or I didn't come across. Well, I did play against a Stormhome Dignitary deck off stream, but that was this like really interesting Esper build that wasn't playing like Tron lands or anything like that. And we handily beat it because they were playing too many lands, came in to play tapped. But I suspect the more like streamlined blue, the blue white version, I think would have a problem with because they can consistently not have that tempo problem. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy with the deck. I'm curious what kind of notes I'm going to get back from people on it. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm enjoy the rest of my night. Oh god, no, wait, I have to get off Mac. Oh goodness. All right. Now we can stop streaming. Jesus.